Hi there. I'm Matt with K15T, and in this live stream, we are going to talk about sharing your know-how using Atlassian Loom. And this is really cool because if you know K15T, my team at all, you know that we're super into video content. Our YouTube channel that you're on right now is absolutely full of that content. So when Atlassian acquired Loom, I was like, awesome, cool. Everybody can make videos the exact same way I do. And I realized that's not really what Loom is about. Yes and no. No and yes. And that's pretty cool. Loom is about taking the know-how out of your brain and sharing it with people as quickly as possible by creating cool little asynchronous video messages. So let's talk all about that. Hey to Andy, Christian, Brittany, and Andrew in the chat. Yeah, this is a live stream, so what you say matters. Please don't just lean back and watch me talk. If we could all lean back, I'd be much more chill right now. But the idea here is for you to ask questions, make comments, have some commentary going to help guide me as I have a rough script, but I don't exactly know what I'm doing here. So jump into the chat. Also at the end, I will be mentioning a way that you can get a community kudos badge for attending and learning something here today. As you can see also in the live chat, we have Mixmaster Stefan, who will be dropping some helpful links into the chat as we go. Hi, friends in Montreal. We'll be dropping helpful links into the chat as we go so that as you're learning, you can click any of those links to open up the Loom documentation, because at K15T, we are big into sharing your know-how and super big fans of documentation. So the live stream is not just a place to chat and interact, but also a place to get the learning resources that you need to be successful. So if you could, hit that like button in YouTube, because it makes the algorithm happy and it will bring more people into the live stream. It's a thing that happens and I don't understand. Hey, Sajid, good to see you. Oh, wait a minute. All the way from Delhi. What time is it there? Oh, God, I don't want to think about it. Thank you for joining. It's so nice to see you. So, Loom. A really important question to ask ourselves when it comes to sharing our know-how is, how can we be kinder to our future selves? Either us as a person, or maybe our entire team, or maybe our entire organization, or maybe even our customers and users. How can we be kinder to them? And the answer is by taking that amazing knowledge that we have in here and sharing it out with them. And there's multiple ways to do that, but Loom provides a really interesting one because of how quick and rapid it is. Loom is all about creating video messages. These aren't highly produced, super fancy, going on to the K15T YouTube channel videos. These are getting the knowledge out of your head and over to your colleagues quickly and easily kind of messages. They're also asynchronous, which is super important. That's why we like tools like Jira and Confluence, because they let us collaborate and share information asynchronously. Thanks for the comment on the bling, Sajit. I'm sorry, all I have is a t-shirt, man. They won't make me the K15T suit. Not yet. I have to do 10 more live streams first. Like and subscribe for more bling in the live streams. So let's talk about the quickest way to record ourselves, to share our knowledge, and get it out with everybody as quickly as possible. So first, let's talk about recorders. So to get your knowledge recorded, you need a way to do that. And this is where I started to feel a bit intimidated with Loom, because I was like, oh no, I don't want to install stuff and whatever. That's too much. It's okay. It's pretty simple. So there's a couple of different options we have here. The first is the desktop recorder, which I'm showing right here. I'm on a Mac, but this also works on Windows, not in Linux. Sorry, Linux folks. But right here, I have all the options I need to record my screen. You can see, oh, look, there's a little circle mat down there. It's recording my microphone. Really easy to use. We'll look at this in a minute. But some of the benefits of the desktop recorder is that you have this cool little drawing tool here. So I can be like, hey, look, we're all on the live stream and we're so happy. Or are we? That's really disturbing. Sorry. Also, you have the ability to do 4K recording here, which matters sometimes. You really need to have a lot of clarity. Other times that might not matter so much, but you need to have the desktop recorder and you also need to have the enterprise or business plan to be able to record at that quality. The other option you have is the Chrome extension, which I have right here. So here you can see, I'm gonna close the desktop one. You can see it looks very similar to the desktop one, except it has dark mode, which is super cool. But it has a few differences. This is really ideal for situations where you want to record something in Chrome itself. That's not the only option. You can also record your full screen, but there are some limitations here. So one limitation is you can't record in 4K, even if you have the business and enterprise plan. You can't record the PDF screen in Chrome. You can't record PDFs. And then if you're recording another app with this, it's not going to show your little camera bubble. So just be aware. One cool thing that it does is it will add a little Loom button to popular web apps that you use. It'll add it down in the bottom corner so you can quickly just click that and start recording. So this is the Chrome extension, which works in the Chrome browser. Now, the final option that we have is actually on my phone, and that is the Loom mobile app. It's so cute. Look how cute it is. It's just so tiny on my screen. It's all of Loom, but on the go. And this is really great if you do a lot of work where you're recording your mobile screen. Maybe you're showing things to people. Maybe you need to create personalized videos really quickly. The mobile app is great for that. One thing to know is you have one limitation on the iOS app where you can't record your screen and your face at the same time. It's one or the other. If you're on Android, you can do both. But this is really awesome because you have access to all the things in Loom for sharing and getting feedback with that one tiny limitation on the iOS side. But I love having Loom on my phone or on my tablet because sometimes you're just at the park and you need to share a video or you need to, grab that share link and get it for somebody. That is what the mobile app is all about. Okay, so before we look any more at the tool, I just wanted to talk quickly about getting yourself ready for recording because it can feel freaky, right? Cameras weird us out because I don't know. We've seen enough movies that it feels like there's some kind of performance that we have to put on. And yeah, if you're a movie actor, you probably should. That's kind of your job, is to pretend to be something you're not. But in the case of Looms, let's bring it down. Okay, because we're not here to put on a perfect performance. We're here to be accurate, right? And sharing our know-how. And we're here, most importantly, to be genuine. You've all seen those videos that people create where they're just lifeless. Their humanity doesn't come through and it's how long is this video? When will it be over? Let's not make Looms like that. So take a deep breath, just be yourself, okay? And if you need to pause, you can pause. I'll show you how to do that. Don't worry, you don't have to get it all right the first time. You can stop and breathe some more, especially if you struggle to actually breathe while you're talking, which is what I'm doing right now. Also, the camera is the window to the soul. Right now, I'm looking at my camera, which is weird. It doesn't look like any of y'all in the chat, but I promise you, that's where the people are. That's where the viewers are. Look, if I'm looking at my screen right now, it's not so engaging. If I'm looking at the camera, oh, wow, that's much more engaging. So if you can, look at the camera, because that's where people are. It's like the eyes. Just kind of retrain it and try not to be so creeped out about the fact that it's camera. Thank you, Lori. You're not lifeless either. It's so nice to have you here in the chat. One other really important thing to do is zoom in if you can. So here you can see I have a web browser. This to me looks fine. It looks to me like I can just record and go, but a lot of people aren't going to look at my recording this big. It's going to be smaller. So you want to zoom in as much as possible, make things bigger. So in Chrome, for example, I'm going to go to 150% zoom. And you might say, egad, that is just cartoonishly large. I get it, but lots of experimentation has gone into this very powerful opinion that I have. And when people are looking at this in a tiny video window, this actually makes sense. So try to zoom into the thing that you're recording. And of course, also try to maybe go full screen like this. just show the thing you're recording rather than your whole messy desktop and all of that. So let's talk about actually recording. Now that we're chill and we're cool and we're looking at the camera and we're not freaked out about the fact that we're going to record ourselves, because we shouldn't be. So I'm going to open up my desktop recorder. And again, I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to open it here. If you're on a Windows PC, you're going to use the, what is that? The task manager? Whatever that's called. So we have a few tools here that we can use. Now, first of all, this thingy over here, this black bar, it does not appear in your actual recording. The first time I opened this, I was like, I don't want that there. I don't want people to see that I have controls. Don't worry, those will not appear. So we have a couple of tips or a couple of things we can do here. First of all, when we start, this right here is going to be a big red button. That's the stop button. That's the like, I did the recording. It's over. We're good. All right. So don't panic. There's always a stop button available. When you need to take that breath, as I mentioned, there's a pause button here. So you can be talking and then you're just like pause and then okay. And then you can go back into your recording and say the next thing. If you get into it and you're like, oh man, thank you, Max. It is the task manager. I had to go back to my Windows days. It's been a little while. Love Windows, love Mac OS, but yeah, struggles here. We have the reset button here. So if you just like get into it and you just like completely, I don't know, pick your nose in the middle of the recording. Has that happened to me before? You'll never know. You can just reset it and start from the beginning and start your recording. And then also there's just a cancel button here. So you can just, totally just be like, okay, yeah, this isn't working out, and just delete it and it doesn't get sent to the web or anything like that. I showed you the drawing tool, which is super fun. And then the confetti button, which like, of course that's a thing. And there's also even a key command for it. So I can just be like recording and just confetti it up. And I can be like, and that's how you record a Loom. Boom. Right? I don't know. It's kind of fun. So there are some fun things you can do. And just so you know, that drawing tool, I think as I mentioned before, it's only available for enterprise and business subscribers. So if you find that you can't draw, you're not on the right plan. Okay, let's record something. Now, I record a lot of videos for my job. Brittany is just discovering the confetti button, right? Why doesn't Trello have a confetti button, Brittany? Why doesn't Confluence have a confetti button? No, actually, there's confetti in Confluence whiteboards. Check out our video all about Confluence whiteboards and like and subscribe. Okay, so I make a lot of video content and I was like, okay, how do I show actually recording something in Loom? And I was like, oh, I'll just make a little explainer video. So right here is the recorder, and I have a couple of options. I can choose to record my whole screen, which is what I'm doing right now. So it'll record everything I'm seeing. I could say I want to just record a specific window. So maybe just this Confluence screen here. No, that's not actually what I want to do. Whoops, the recorder moved over here. I'm going to record my full screen. Hey, Loom, come on over here. There we go. Come share. Everybody wants to see you. You're so beautiful. Another thing you can do if you have the business or enterprise plan is you can record a custom area, which is, maybe what I might do here. So you pick the screen and then you say, I want to just do this. I want to record just this box. So whatever appears here is what's going to be recorded. This is helpful, if you want to just capture a certain part. In my case, oh, and also you have a camera only option. So if you're just like, I just want to talk to the people, I don't want to show them anything, use the camera only option. Super cool. In this case, oh, and you can also capture screenshots, which is a handy tool because they're uploaded online really quickly for sharing. I'm going to record my full screen. I can also pick a different webcam here, which is, fun. So I could like switch to, my iPhone here, which is very silly. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it to my, my normal webcam. Also, I could switch my mic. I don't want to do that, but this is cool. See how there is a wave form is what it's called. The little bouncing thing is telling me it hears me. So when I record it, it's going to hear me. You want to see that, right? Because otherwise you don't get recorded and it's not good. Other fun things we can do. We can add some fun effects here. So to the camera bubble, I could just add a blur. Lots of people like that. I just blurred my background. That makes no sense, but I could look like I'm in the rainforest, the Amazon, absolutely stellar, here in a library. Very fancy, but of course, I'm not interested in any of these. I could also add a frame to my camera bubble. So maybe I just love this one. The bug report. It's so cute. I don't know why that one gets me, but I just think it's adorable. And also I could add a canvas here. So maybe, you know, I want to record my screen, but I don't want to show the Mac background. So maybe I'll do this rainbow background, which is super cool. And then bring my Chrome window. Oh, what? Canvas. Uh-oh. Canvas, what are you doing? Shh, Canvas, we're supposed to be doing something right now. I guess I can't put a window in front of it. I really thought that I could. But this is a nice way to start my recording with sort of a more professional-ish looking thing. And then I'm like, okay, now let's get down to business and show you the thing that I wanted to show you. I'll try to switch to other accents as are required for this recording. Live stream, tell me what to do next, of course. So those are all the fun things that we can do with recording. So let's record something. All right. This is how the magic is made. So I'd like to see lots of claps in the chat, please, as I completely do this live and try not to mess it up. If I do mess it up, I could pause the recording. Okay, so here we go. We get a nice countdown so we can take a deep breath. Hi there. I'm Matt with K15T, and I want to show you the new AI assistant experiment that we're running on our help site. If you don't know K15T, we make a bunch of apps for Confluence and Jira that allow teams to share their know-how, and our help site is a great example of that. Here, we're publishing content that our team has created in Confluence all about our product documentation. But we've been playing around with, could we allow people to search our knowledge base better with AI? And so we've started an experiment. Right here in the search bar, I can type something like, how can I publish my Confluence content to a help site? And I have this new option to ask Scroll AI, or the AI-powered assistant, as we now call it. I'm going to give this a second because it's doing its whole machine learning neural net thing. And here it's going through my knowledge that I wrote in Confluence and then published to our help site. And I have the steps that I need to take my know-how from Confluence and get it up to my help site, including adding a custom URL, which is super important, and publishing that content going forward. And I also have links to all of the documentation pages where this was provided. I think this is super powerful, and it's great for teams who want to get going quickly, but maybe don't want to dig around in the documentation. Let the AI do it for you. Nice job, AI. We did it! Okay. I didn't even hit that pause button. I was sure that I was going to need to, but we did it, folks. All right. Thank you for all the love in the chat, everyone. So flawless. Thank you, Svenja. So here we are on one of the greatest parts of Loom, and this is the video share page. And it's called that because it has a video, and it's the page from which we share. So what to say, what not to say here. This is where we're going to share our content. This is where our colleagues are going to see our content and interact with our content. This is where we're going to clean up our Loom a little bit, maybe make it a little bit fancier. There's lots of things we can do. The video share page is the heart of the matter. It's the Confluence page. It's the Jira issue. It's the Trello card. It's the heart and soul of this beautiful thing that we call Loom. But there's a few things we need to do before we share this. We want to make sure that we add a good descriptive title, or a description for the title for the video. And I have one right here. Normally I would need to type this in, but I'm using Loom AI. We'll talk about that in a minute. But make sure you have a good title. And if the content is time sensitive, like maybe you're making a weekly update on a project, put a date in there. You know, say like 2405, you know, the year of our Lord 2004 on the 25th, because it might not be viable in a week. Add a good title. Come down here and write a good summary for the video. Describe what the thing is about. This is important for accessibility and also for people who are just skimming. You can see one has already been added. That was added by Loom AI. We'll talk about that later. Also, you can add chapters. So you could type in the different times in the video where you switch topics. That's super important. It's like having a table of contents macro on your Confluence page. This is really valuable on YouTube videos as well, because we are content skimmers, all right? If you make a 10-minute Loom, people want to skip to minute 3 where you talk about the thing they care about. So add some chapters or use Loom AI like I did and add them automatically. One other thing you can do is you can customize the way this looks. So if you're creating videos that maybe you want to send out to customers of yours or potential customers, maybe you have a role in sales and marketing and you're making customized videos for everybody, you can brand this with your brand. So put your logo here. You can change the colors to customize it. You can change the player to simplify the options, to get rid of the Loom branding. Lots of stuff you can do here. Also, you can do some neat stuff. And that's, of course, if you have the business or enterprise plan. You can also do some neat stuff with the title where you can actually add variables in there. So if you want to have one video that you send to all of your new customers, you could say, hey, customer name in a little curly bracket, welcome to K15T. And then every time you send that video out to someone, you can enter their name and it just goes right in there. Svenja asked, is the summary also used when searching in Loom? Yes. Yes, the summary is searchable. There's another super powerful thing that is also searchable, and I wasn't going to talk about it later, but Svenja, I'm getting overly excited. There's a transcript. So using one of OpenAI's language learning models running locally. So this is one of OpenAI's, where are my words? One of their algorithms. It runs through the video within Loom's servers. It's not going out to OpenAI. It's running on their servers, and it is creating a full transcript of everything that I said. And wow, it's pretty good. It's really, really good, including let the AI do it for you. Nice job, AI. Like, that's like kind of meta that AI, wrote that. So the transcript, I believe the transcript is also searchable, and there's other cool stuff that we can do with this transcript that I will show you later. But yes, summaries, description, titles, they are all searchable within Loom. But let's go back and talk about sharing, because we've done it, folks. We've taken the knowledge out of here. It's on our video share page. Let's take this video share page and get it to the people who need it. So it's pretty simple. One of the most simple things we might want to do is just click and copy the link. I've got the link. I'm going to throw it in Slack. I'm going to throw it in Microsoft Teams. Sharing is what this is all about, and we can do it super fast. I recorded this video in 2 minutes, and then I can just copy the link and go. But there are some other options we might want to use. So I could hit the share button here, and I have few options. I could type in the names of specific users who are in Loom, or their email addresses, or the name of a space. And I'll talk a little bit more about the space. In this case, this video has been shared with all 48 members of the all K15T space. So this is literally just everybody at K15T who is in Loom. They just all have access to this. From here, I can copy the link as well. I also have the ability to change the permissions here. So I can set it so that anybody on the web who gets the link can see it. I can make it so only people in my company can see it. Or I can really lock things down with only people added can access, and there's additional options here. So you can really get very picky with the permissions, which is important with some of your know-how. It really depends on how important this is. Another cool thing is if you're halfway through the video and you're like, this is the part this person actually needs. If you check this, it will, when you copy the link, it will have a time code in it. So when somebody gets that, it will start playing from that point in the video, which is great if you're sending maybe a problem-solving video, and the problem is solved 2 minutes in. Don't make people watch through the first 2 minutes. Let them go to the exact point. There's also some cool things here. If you want to share it on social and get pretty embed images and stuff, you can get the links here. You can also get embed code to directly embed the video in your website. So if you're doing stuff like that, you can do that all through the share menu here in Loom. Okay, we did it. We did it. We had know-how. We shared know-how. That's pretty cool. So looks like we're still hanging out for a few minutes. If you don't mind, let's talk about some of the other things we can do with Loom because it kind of turns out there's a bunch of stuff. So let's kind of quickly, can we embed it in Trello? Yes, Sajid, we can embed it in Trello. We would use a smart link. That's such a good question. I totally missed this. If I copy the link for any Loom, I could paste it in Confluence or Jira or Trello, and it will display as a full video right there using a smart link. So I can interact with the video, I can play it and pause it right from a Trello card or a Confluence page or a Confluence whiteboard. So yeah, definitely embedded in Trello, but we don't need to go get all that fancy embed code. We just grab the link and drop it in. Smart links. Okay, so let's look at the rest of Trello, which is over here. I'm gonna go home. Isn't that a good place to start? So first, before we explore this, I just wanted to quickly say, Loom is kind of like any other tool that we use. So Confluence has a site. Your organization probably has one Confluence site where everything is, or one Jira site, or one Slack workspace. It's the one area where everybody's working. If you're in a large enough organization, there might be multiple workspaces that different teams or organizations use. Loom is the same way. And the only reason this is important to you is because of roles. So you can have one of 3 roles. You could be a creator light role, which, you know, we've all started there. I was a creator light at one point. Now I guess I'm a creator heavy. I don't know. And so with a creator light role, you can create up to 25 Looms, and they have to be under 5 minutes. So it's a bit of a limited role. I am a creator, which means I have full access to record things, share, organize, upload, and edit videos. And then there are, of course, admins, because we have to have admins. Admins have all the privileges that creators have, plus the ability to administer the workspace. You know, add users and all that kind of thing. Let's see. Brittany said, do you have any pro tips for switching between Loom accounts? It's the bane of my existence. Yeah, my current advice, Brittany, is create multiple Chrome browser profiles. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, there isn't a great way to switch between them. I'm hoping that Loom gets more integrated into that part of the Atlassian platform experience so that we can more easily switch. But no, yeah, currently it's a little bit janky, I think is the technical term. It is built the way it is built, and there's always room for improvement, right? So now that we've talked about workspaces, let's talk about home. This is the place where you can kind of see the action that's happening in Loom. So we get cool insights like, you know, how many people have watched my video content in the last week. I can see videos that were newly shared in my spaces, and we'll talk a little bit more about spaces, but you can see some of these are mine. These are some of my talks that I gave at Team 24 a few weeks ago. They were bangers. And then here's one from Robert, so I could quickly jump in and view his recording. There's also some cool, inspiring videos from the Loom community, videos that people have made available for everybody. And these are, you know, these are cool for inspiration to see what you can do with the Loom, to learn more. I can also see what is trending. You know, maybe I'm following an individual that I work with. I'm going to see that here. Or maybe I'm following a tag. A tag is a way to add some metadata to videos. So if there's a certain topic that I'm really interested in, I can see those here on my homepage as well. Let's talk now about the library. And this is, you know, this is the home base this is my personal home base. This is kind of like the folder where all of my videos, once I've recorded them, they go here. You can see, here's the one I just recorded. It's here. I could quickly grab the link and share it. All my stuff is here, and this is cool. And this is private. It's not viewable until I share it. And look at this. I found, where is he? He's so cute. Where did he go? I found old Matt from a couple years ago. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's so cute. Look at that hair. Boy, oh boy. Time flies. Anyway, here's all my old videos. I can do a couple of things from here. I can look at archived videos, so videos that I no longer needed that I archived. Also, if I took screenshots using the recorder, they're all right here, which is cool, right? They're brought right into Loom, and I can share them just with a link. That's a pretty handy thing. I can also see notifications, so I can go see like, Who has watched my latest videos? Did they give it reactions? It says someone because these folks weren't logged in. They were anonymous. But I can see here that Niels watched my video, and he also gave me some great feedback. Thanks, Niels. You are the best. I can also mark videos to watch later. So if I'm starting at a company, I can go through the very large collection of videos that we have, mark them for watch later, and then I have them all here, which is really awesome. And I can see the history of all the things I've ever done, all the videos I've watched. These are some of the ones that are in the Loom documentation. These are so great. Well done, Loom team. I really loved watching these. Okay, another important concept. If you're familiar with a Jira project or a Trello board or a Confluence space, these are within your big workspace, like a sort of a sub-organization of information or collaboration. Well, Loom has these as well, and they call them spaces. So every Loom instance has an all organization name space. Here's the all K15T space with 48 members in it, including yours truly. And this is just a place where we can share our video content. Here are some videos that I've shared, right? Here's that one that Robert shared recently. Some of these are old, some of these are new, but this is a great way for everybody to have access. You can make additional spaces. If you have the business plan, you can make up to 3 spaces. If you have the enterprise plan, you can make unlimited spaces. CSG, thank you for joining. Watch the recording later. The rest will be brilliant, I hope. Also, so I can create a new space here, which is great if I have the enterprise plan, or you can browse for all the spaces, which is important because there can also be closed spaces. These are private spaces only for those people invited to the space. So very fancy. I dream of being invited to a closed Loom space someday in my career. That's so silly. You might create spaces for teams within your organization, or topics within your organization, or circles if you have interdisciplinary circles. Spaces are a really great way to organize different types of content. And one thing that you can see here is these videos that are in this space. There's 2 different ways to get a video into a space. The first way is the way I got these videos in here, which was I went to the share menu on the video, and I typed in the name of the space. So I said all K15T. Now, of course, it's not going to pull it up because I've already done this, but that was a very quick way. Instead of typing in the emails of all 58 people at K15T, I just typed in the name of the space. Right there it is. And I can say, yep, everybody in this space can view or edit the video. That's one way to do it. And you could actually share a video to multiple spaces. So if it's valuable for, the support space and also the all company space, you can share a video to multiple spaces, and it's still going to appear in your library. Now, maybe you want a video that's only available in the support space. You don't want it living here in your library. In that case, I can go to more actions and move, and I can move the video to a space. So I could say I want it in all K15T, and I want it in the development folder, and move it. In that case, the video will not show up in my library anymore. It will only show up in this space, in the folder that I put it in, and I can't share it to any other spaces. So 2 different options. You can move it to a space and it lives there, or you can keep it in your library and share it to different spaces or people, and a bit more of a sharing opportunity there. 2 different ways to organize your content. And one other thing I mentioned is folders. We can make new folders very easily. Here's a new folder that I've made, and I can quickly call it support, and I can add videos to it. These are just exactly what you would expect them to be because they are folders. And one thing to note with folders is if you make a support folder here and then you're like, you know what, we actually want to have a support space. So let's just move the folder into the new space. You can't move folders. They are bound to your space, or if you make them in your library, they're stuck in your library. You have to move the videos inside of the folder individually. You can do bulk actions though. So you could go into a folder and select all the videos using this checkbox, boom, 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 and then you could move them that way. That is an option that you have. And then the final cool organization thing, or maybe you're like, none of these are cool, Matt. Sorry, got to talk about it, is tagging. Tagging is super powerful because you can add metadata to your content. So why would this be valuable? So I'm going to go into this talk, which I gave for Team 24. And right down here, I have this option to add a tag. And I'm gonna make a new tag called Team24. Boom, it's like a hashtag, right? That you would add on a social media platform. I'm gonna add one here, and I'm gonna add one to this other fantastic talk that I gave at Team24. And bada bing, bada boom. Andy, tagging is so meta. Svenja wants to know, can you pin videos to a space? Let's look at that in a minute. I don't think that you can, but maybe. All right, so I've added tags to these two things. Now I can go up to the search, which we already talked a bit about search, but I could search for Team24. And here are my videos right here. Boom, 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 boom. Or I could say, I want to see everything for this tag, and I'll see a list of these videos. So tags are really important or really powerful because even if you have videos across different spaces or in different libraries, as long as you have access to them, you could search for a tag and find all of those looms in one quick place. So this is really powerful. You could also look at our video, if you're using Confluence, look at our video all about adding, not tags, what are they called in Confluence? Of course, I'm blanking on the Confluence term for this, but you can also tag up your Confluence pages so you could do this same sort of thing. Really, really powerful. Okay, let's stop talking about labels. Thank you, Svenja, labels. Let's go into that space really quick and see if we can pin a video. That's such an interesting idea, Svenja. I really like that. More actions. No, I don't think that you can. At least I have not seen a way to do that. You can see I have the, well, no. No, I don't believe that I can. You could paste them into a Confluence page and, order them that way, but, that might not be the best way. Cool idea though, but you cannot currently promote a video as far as I'm aware. All right, but enough talk about organizing content. Who wants to do that? Everybody should. Nobody wants to do that. Yeah, Brittany, you could make a folder called pinned or like promoted or something like that and put them there. That would totally be an option. That's a great idea. Let's go back to our video because we can quickly share our content, but what if there's some mistakes that were made or things that we could improve? Well, we have some tools for that, my friends. And that's where editing comes in. I've moved over to the edit tab, which we don't have to fuss with at all, but I like to fuss with stuff. So first off, let's look at trimming and stitching, which anybody can do no matter what plan you have. Here is kind of, a very simple video editor. And you can see the waveform of all the stuff Matt has said. You can hit the play button and hear Matt and what he said at that point. There's a couple things we can do here. So for example, I look over here at the end in this waveform and I can see it's very flat, which means Matt wasn't saying anything. And there's this bump here. See that little bump? That's probably like Matt, like coughing or breathing heavily. I don't know what that is. So I'm just going to grab this handle and get rid of that. Oh, no more silence at the end. How lovely. And, here's the thing. I'm not exactly sure what I'm saying here because I've muted my computer, but let's say that's a thing I just don't want. So I could use this split button and go ba-doop and split that there. And then another one here and go split. And you can see I have cut this little thingy. I just cut it out. And now I can go delete. And I've deleted that right out. So now when I play it back, it's going to go talking, and completely skip that part. We have split it and deleted the clip. Now, another fun thing that we could do if we're feeling really fun and fancy, which I know you are, is we could add a clip right here in the middle if we want. We could hit this button and search for any of our Loom videos. Look at this one. What is going on there? And I can put it anywhere I want. So here is the clip that I just added. Oh, Maddie, there he is. So I can grab that and I could move it over here. I can move it. Oh yeah, yeah, there we go. So I can reorder it. So now I've put that clip in the middle or at the beginning of my other two clips. I can't drop it in the middle in that gap. I forgot that's like a limitation that kind of irks me. But if I have a clip where it's like, hey, I'm Matt from K15T, here's my intro, here's how to contact me. Now I'm going to go into your special personalized video that I made for you. And then add that personalized clip. So very quickly, we can make very customized, personalized videos here. So there's a few other things you can do here, like you can use the arrow keys to slowly bump through the time to find just what you need. Some kind of cool things. But let's talk about another way to edit, which is my favorite way to edit. And that is, as I mentioned, editing by transcript. The transcripts are super cool. Svenja is asking, can you add screenshots? Yes, Svenja, I think you can add screenshots. I don't have a screenshot currently to test that, but well, you know what? Let's try that out. All right, let's take a screenshot with the recorder. Can we add a screenshot? Can we add a screenshot? Drag the selected area. Yeah, right there. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's screenshot that. And I think we screenshot it. I don't know the past tense of screenshotting something, and I'm not going to play around with what that might be. Let's go into the screenshots area. Here's our screenshot. Let's give this a name so that I can find it. Screenshot. Beautiful. I keep clicking the wrong things. All right, I've named my screenshot. So let's go back to the library and back to that video and see if we can stick a screenshot in the middle. Go in here. So beautiful. Open up the editing menu and go back into trim and stitch. It's getting a little ASMR here. Sorry about that. I'm going to add a clip. And can we add our screenshot? Yes! No. Nope. That's a video called screenshot. Wow. Okay. No, you can't add a screenshot. That's a great question, Svenja. Thank you. Thank you for asking that, Svenja. That's an interesting thing. No, you can't add screenshots in the editor. But you know what you can do is you can edit by transcript, and that is super powerful because sometimes you make mistakes or sometimes you say things multiple times. Here's the full transcript of everything that I said in this recording. And maybe I'm like, hey, I don't want to have this sign off at the end where I say, let the AI do it for you. Nice job, AI. So I can just select this and go trim. And it's gone. It just cut that right off the end of the video. It's so powerful. Or, you know, let's see. I'm looking for some filler words. Do we have any filler words? What's the 2 seconds of silence? I don't want that. Trim. Right? So I can very quickly trim out the things that I don't want. And this is actually editing the video. Like we saw earlier, it's just I'm reading it. And this is great if you do multiple takes. So you start to say, if you don't know K15T, we make a bunch of really terrible apps. And then you're like, oh no, that's not what I wanted to say. And then you say it again. If you don't know K15T, we make a bunch of apps for Confluence. This is super powerful because I can select that one I didn't want to say and say trim, and it's gone. This is how I edit all of our videos at K15T. I use Adobe Premiere, which is a super expensive video editor. They just added this feature like a couple of months ago, and it's so powerful. It's so great. And you can see some cool Loom AI stuff going on here. We're not going to talk about that yet. There's one other thing that I need to show you. And do I have the time? I have the time. Do you all have the time? I hope you have the time. If you need to get up and stretch, now is the time to do it because we'll be bringing this plane in for a landing in a few minutes. Okay. Let's go back into that edit menu and check out this thingy. So if you have the business or enterprise plan, you can add a link to your video. And this is great for those videos where you need some kind of call to action. Maybe you're sending the video out to customers and you want to get them into another piece of content or the next stage of the sales process, or you have this as an intro video for a series of looms that you've made and you want to get people into the next one. You can add a link. And it adds this cool little call to action button where you can customize all of the things. So we can make it different colors if we want. We can change the style of it. And we can only show it at the end of the video if you want. So this is great if you want to get people to the next step and you're using the business or enterprise plan, you can add one of these links. And once you've picked out a style that you like, you can hit set default here and those settings will always be kept. So in this case, I'm not going to add one of those. Okay, so that's what you can do if you have the, these are the things you can do if you have the business or enterprise plan. Anybody can trim and stitch, even if you're a creator light. But if you have the additional Loom AI suite, my friends, life becomes very, very sweet. Loom AI is my favorite implementation of AI in a product that I've ever seen because it just, frankly, just makes life so much easier. It does things that take me forever in a video editor, just like for me. And then it does even more than that. So One of the cool new things I just added is called AI workflows. Okay, and before I jump into those, remember that Loom AI already added a really great title to my video. It added an amazing summary and the chapters. Just added them automatically. I didn't have to think about it. I can go in and edit them, but that's the first thing. It just added those. So cool. So what I could do here is I could say, this video was great, but I would like the written version of this because I want to put this Loom video out on the help site that we're publishing using Scroll Viewport. So I'm going to hit this button to jump into this workflow. And I want a step-by-step document because who doesn't want that? Yeah, Brittany's commenting on how nice it is to have AI feel like it actually works. This is one of those instances, Brittany, where it's like, thank God this thing thought of these things for me because yeah, naming stuff, describing stuff, it's hard work or it just takes forever. So check this out. This has created a full step-by-step of the video that I just made. I didn't give like really clear steps in my description, but it's written this and I can copy the text. So imagine I record something in 2 minutes in Loom. I come in here to Loom AI, I get the step-by-step, copy the text, paste it into a confluence page, put the link for this video in the confluence page, and then I use Scroll Viewport and I publish it to my help center. What? That took me 2 minutes. I mean, you want to proofread it, but like, wow. If I was describing a bug, for example, I could create a Jira issue from this. And this is going to write out the important details that you need to have in a Jira issue. There's no steps to reproduce because I wasn't talking about a bug, and send it right to Jira. I don't have a Jira instance linked here, but that's really powerful. Or, hey, I just recorded this and I want a quick message that I can paste into Slack or Teams. AI workflows just like speed that up so much. This is really exciting to me, especially the write a document thing, because that's really how you can truly share your know-how. Because still, even in this world of a lot of media, 2/3 of people want video content, but still there's 1/3 of people who want written content. That's why at K15T, we make written versions of everything, or almost everything that we make video versions of. It's because there's still 1/3 of people that prefer it that way. So now you can use AI workflows, still in beta at this time, to do that. Yeah, we can also remove filler words. I just added one just now. All of those sounds. Let's see. I'm just gonna do that. There have been changes since your last edit. Please refresh the page. Sure, I'll refresh the page. Loom is so polite. I've never had it talk to me in such a way. Thank you, Loom. Okay, filler words. Get rid of those. How many? No filler words found. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're not perfect, you might have said or in your recording. This will get rid of those. I am blushing right now. I can't believe that just happened. Also, there's this option to remove awkward silences because nobody likes awkward silences in a video. You know what I mean? They're the worst. So let's get rid of any awkward silences that might be there. Okay, 3 seconds of silence removed. That is indicative of how quickly I talk. I need to reevaluate my speech patterns. So really quickly, I have used Loom AI to remove 3 seconds of silence, any filler words, and now I can get a written version of my video to put on my help site. This is wild stuff, and this is all powered through OpenAI. Now, I should comment on how this works. Many of these features send the content of your video transcript to OpenAI. Now, there are all sorts of documents on how this is maintained. This is privately maintained, but if your organization has any security reviews that need to be done, you have to do that here with Loom AI. You need to consider what's happening. It's not like the transcript, which is being generated on Loom's servers. Some of this is being done by sending content by sending just the transcript, not the video, just the transcript, over to OpenAI, doing some AI magic, bringing it back. All right, so keep that in mind for your security folks. We thank them for their work, but also we don't want them to stop us from doing cool things. Okay, let's look really quick at some of these other tabs here. The activity tab, I forgot about this. This is another thing Loom AI does, is it will add suggested tasks for viewers to do. I didn't really have any in my video, but if you're doing a great explainer video where you're like, first we're going to do this, now do this, now go open this, it will automatically create a list of tags that pop up while people are watching your Loom and kind of have it be more interactive. You can also add them manually, but you could say, I'm just going to accept this task, and now this task lives right here. Super, super cool. Also, let's look at the views tab. I can see who has viewed my video. I'm going to jump over to another one that people have actually watched because nobody's watched this one yet. I don't know what's going on. So here on the views tab here, I can see the many coworkers who have watched this video. Thank you to the 8 of you. And I can see who they are. Many of them were not logged in, obviously, but we also have the enterprise and business plan. So we not only see the view insights, like how many times has the video been viewed, but also we have the engagement insights. So I can see the completion rate, which is really important. Again, if you're sending videos to people outside of your organization to see like how many people looked at this. If I added one of those links, one of those buttons, I can see how many people clicked that button to move to the next piece of content, the next step. That's really important. I can also click somebody's name to see, okay, Niels watched this 2 times. He really loved it. He completed it once. When did he view it? What are his reactions? So some of these are included only in the enterprise or business plan as part of those engagement insights. And speaking of insights, also up here, when you click your profile, there's like weekly insights that appear here that are really cool. So I'm going to go back a couple of weeks where I've done some things. So here, no, wait, where was that fun week? Yeah. So here I can see like how much async work I eliminated, how many people watched my video to stay in sync. There's a report on filler words, 100% other. Okay, so I just use other words a lot, I guess, not filler words. I'm proud of myself. Learn how to remove filler words. Yeah, with Loom AI. We get it. We get it. All right, friends. This is the point where I have another box of chocolate, but I have to decide if we have the time to share it. I think we have a little bit of time. We were supposed to only do intro stuff, but like I kind of read all of the documentation and had to learn everything. So if you're cool with it, let's talk a little bit about how to make our recordings look better, because I'm kind of obsessed with that. So let's jump over to here and let's look at our recorder. So if I go to the little doobly-doo up here, also known as the More menu, and I click Settings. All right, Lori has time, Sonia has time. All right, everybody else, you're welcome to go if you want. No, don't, please. This is cool stuff. There's some things we can do here. So first of all, we can pick what the video quality is. Like I mentioned, if you have the business and enterprise plan, you can go all the way up to 4K, which is just how many dots are recorded, or how many squares, I should say. I always pick 4K because I like really clear, crisp video. Every device that everyone uses at this point has a very high resolution screen, especially if they're really looking close at something. I don't know. I just really like that quality. But sometimes you might be creating content that you know people are consuming on a mobile device, so then drop it down to 720p. That's just a lower resolution. It'll just be a little bit more blurry, but it will download faster. I'm gonna go 4K because I like it. There's an option to highlight mouse clicks. Don't do it. People can follow your mouse. There's just very few cases where you need to have it explode every time your mouse clicks. I generally don't recommend it. That's my opinion. You can get rid of that countdown for the recording if that was bothering you. You can record the system audio. So if you want people in the Loom to hear what's going on in your computer, you can turn that on. That's pretty cool. In the Enhance menu, you can touch up your appearance. Now, there are some interesting articles written by academics on what this does psychologically if you always have it turned on to smooth your appearance, and it's not great. So that's why it generally should be toggled off. That's my recommendation, because y'all are beautiful. But, you know, if you really want to go full like glam, you can turn that on, and now I don't have wrinkles from my facial expressions anymore. Let's get those wrinkles back, baby. Also, auto lighting. So if you're not in a space that's well lit like mine, you can turn that on and it will do some trickery to kind of clean up your lighting. You can filter out noise, which apparently my neighbor decided to mow the lawn right now. So if you're hearing that, I kind of wish I could filter that out, but there's an option for this. And then also remember these recording controls where I was like, I hate seeing these. You can also hide those while you're recording. You don't need to because they won't be recorded. So this is what you can do to keep things as high quality as possible while recording. There's some other things that we can do on the post-recording side. So if I go into my video or my video, hey, where's my video at? Where did I go? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's jump into it here. So I can go into settings, and there's some enhancements I can add on this side of things. So if I have the enterprise and business plan, I can add a video thumbnail here, like you can on YouTube. This is great for sharing. There's a filter you can apply here. So if I recorded and the lawnmower was going, this can kind of clean up that lawnmower sound a little bit, but always check just to make sure. This is also where you can turn off that Loom branding and stuff that I talked about. But if I go over to audience, I could even change the playback speed. So if I realize that I talked a little bit slow, I could recommend to users that they watch it at 1.5 just to get through it. That generally isn't the case. In fact, I recommend that they slow it down because I tend to talk too fast sometimes. And then here's where you can do all those things like, I don't want people to be able to comment on this, or I don't want them to be able to react with emojis or download the video. This is where you would set all of those things. One other, okay, I got a couple more minutes for some tips. One other thing you can do when we're talking about a camera, if you don't have a good webcam, and many people don't, that's fine. Sit in front of a window with the window shining on you. If you have a lot of light on you, it will make a cheap webcam look so much better. So that's a great way to do it. If you don't have a good webcam, don't sit with the window behind you. That will destroy your webcam. It will not be able to handle it. Put the video in front of you, or the window in front of you. Another thing you can do to make your audio sound good, because terrible audio is really distracting. You have to have good audio because otherwise people's brains are doing a lot of extra work to try to translate what you're saying. It's not good. If you ever bought an iPhone or like a Pixel phone, I know both of these came with these at one point, the headphones. Stick them in and it would plug in with Lightning or USB or the barrel jack thingy. There's that little bump in those. That has a microphone in it. And it's a really good microphone. I don't know why. It's super good. You can use that, especially if you're not showing your camera. You can use that microphone to get really good quality audio from those old headphones. They're at a thrift store near you if they're not in one of your drawers somewhere. If you're working in a noisy environment, like your neighbor decided to mow their lawn, another thing you can do is take a paper cup, or if you can get a styrofoam cup, those work even better, although they're not great for the planet. Cut 2 slits down the cup and slide that cord with the bump. Put the bump right in the cup and then hold that cup like this and talk into it. And your microphone is inside of that chamber and it will isolate that sound and you're going to sound like you're on WLOOM recording live. Let's talk about whatever. It's going to sound so good. These are ways that you can get better quality stuff without going out and buying stuff. And by the way, there's also this handy little speaker notes feature. If I click this, I can write down some notes about what I want to talk about. This is for enterprise and business users, unfortunately, but it's also not going to be recorded. So if you need a little bit of, of a script, you can totally do that. All right, my friends, there's a few more things that we could talk about, but I just don't think we have the time. Things like automatically uploading your Zoom meetings to Loom. Yeah, get your Zoom and your Loom, y'all. Oh God, why did I say that? Anyway, things like that, downloading videos, uploading videos. These are all things that come with the business and enterprise plan. Search for it because these are also cool, but I have to wrap this up. I have to stop. Look, y'all, this has been so much fun. Loom is such a powerful way to share things. We're going to drop a link into the chat for a community article. You can go to that community article right now and share something that you learned during this live stream to get a kudos badge specifically for Loom learners, because y'all are all Loom learners now. I can't certify that. You have to go get the badge in the community, but then you will have that. You will be a Loom learner officially. Also, K15T creates a lot of content. Check out our YouTube channel if you're a Confluence user or are thinking about it, or you can go to our Confluence Collaboration Hub where we have written versions of all of this. We also report on Confluence news in a weekly email, as well as short videos that we're putting on our YouTube channel and on LinkedIn. So like and subscribe to all the things because we will not stop learning about things and sharing our know-how. I promise you of that. So my friends, go and install a recorder on your desktop or in Chrome, record your first Loom, share your know-how, and continue to join K15T as we continue exploring how to use Atlassian tools to share what you